Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a brilliant chess battle packed with tactics, strategy, and surprises. Let's dive right in. Wesley opens with d4, Heinrich, staking claim to the center, like a fearless commander planting his flag and daring black to respond to the incoming storm. Susanto replies with nf6, a calm developing knight that watches the center and whispers, I'm ready to contest every inch. Nenanin, indito, and itesh, especially. Wesley plays c4, pushing on the queen side to expand and pry open lines. His plan: central pressure and long diagonal threats. Susanto answers e6, a solid, patient pawn move that locks the dark squares and prepares to bring his own pieces into the fray. Wesley develops nf3, a natural, disciplined step that fortifies the center and prepares to castle, all while keeping tactical options open. Susanto strikes with bb4, Enin, a sharp check that slices into white's position and forces a structural decision right away. Wesley blocks with bd2, neutralizing the check and trading tempo for piece safety while keeping his king's shelter intact. Susanto pushes f5, Neo, grabbing space on the wing and daring white to pry open the queenside, an early provocation with teeth. Wesley fianchettos with g3, preparing his bishop on g2 to dominate the long diagonal and add breathing room to his king. Susanto shores up with b6, building a dark square backbone and prepping bishop development to contest white's long diagonal. Wesley places bg2, the fianchetto bishop takes aim like a sniper across the board, eyeing key central squares and future tactics. Susanto brings his bishop to b7, mirroring the long diagonal fight and signaling a slow, strategic build-up rather than reckless fireworks. Wesley castles kingside, tucking his monarch safely away and connecting his forces, the army now poised for a measured assault. Susanto also castles, mirroring safety. Both kings sit behind pawn walls while the middle game tension quietly tightens like a drawn bow. Wesley develops b4, stepping his bishop boldly into the center to pressure c7 and coordinate with his knights and queen. Susanto replies b7, a modest regrouping that readies defense and keeps flexibility for later tactical turns on the king's side. Wesley plays nc3, bringing another piece into the central dance and increasing control over d5 while harmonizing his army's setup. Susanto leaps nefur, a provocative knight thrust into white's camp that sows tactical threats and forces precise responses. Wesley counters with nb5, an aggressive hop that eyes 7 and b6, pressuring black's queen side and daring complications to erupt. Susanto retreats n6, repositioning the knight while still guarding critical squares, a defensive step with latent counterplay. Wesley storms forward with d5, a thunderous pawn push that grabs space, opens lines, and declares the middle game fight has begun. Susanto answers chinks, trying to blunt the advance and build a pawn chain, a pragmatic attempt to patch the front. Wesley captures dx6 needs, ripping open the position and forcing black to make a structural choice under severe tension. Susanto recaptures dx16 minutes, restoring material balance, but leaving his center slightly fractured and ripe for tactical probing. Wesley repositions NBD4, redeploying his knight to a powerful central post that eyes forks and supports future central breakthroughs. Susanto counters with c5, a counterpunch that challenges white's center and aims to undermine those newly placed knights. Wesley jumps nb5, once again threatening infiltration and keeping pressure on 7 and a7, relentless and uncompromising. Susanto calmly plays q8, sliding the queen to a safe square that keeps an eye on the queenside and coordinates defense. Wesley answers with qc2, aligning his queen with the center and preparing to bolster e4d5 control while avoiding tactics. Susanto thrusts nb4, a sharp knight sortie that invades white's territory and aims at c2, surgical harassment from the wings. Wesley retreats kibionon, caniris, sidestepping the tactical annoyance while keeping the queen on a useful diagonal for later fireworks. Susanto recenters with nf6, bringing his knight back to a more flexible post, ready for defense or a new offensive. Wesley plays a3, forcing decisions and asking the intruding knight and bishop to reveal their intentions, probing and practical. Susanto boldly places before, planting a bishop on an advanced square to wreak havoc and exchange pieces favorably if allowed. Wesley responds with q-cone, hey, moving the queen to neutralize threats and maintain cohesion among his heavy hitters and minor pieces. Susanto surprises with nctu, a deep incursion that threatens forks and seeks to disturb white's coordination with cunning precision. Wesley slides ratvu, an elegant sidestep that protects the queen's flank and Reedy's lateral defense while keeping attacking ideas alive. Susanto finishes the first half with rd8, bringing a rook into the center lanes and signposting that the real mid-game clash is now underway. Wesley calmly plays e3, stabilizing the center and unlocking his bishop, quiet precision before the chaos breaks loose. Susanto answers qb7, he moves 8, placing his queen on the long diagonal, a silent threat that hums with dark energy. Wesley jumps nh4, the knight swinging toward f5 like a blade seeking weakness in the enemy's armor. Susanto pushes f5, tearing open the center with a fearless strike. It's do-or-die territory now. Wesley develops bg5, pinning the knight and adding gasoline to the growing fire in the middle of the board. Susanto slides rd7, reinforcing his defense and stacking his heavy artillery behind the pawns. Wesley plays nc3, his knight returning to coordination, ready to leap into the attack with perfect timing. Susanto captures bxgt2, eliminating a key defender and shouting, "Let's simplify this battlefield." Anai. Wesley instantly recaptures nxgtto, keeping his forces connected and full of counterpunching venom. Pen. Susanto centralizes nd4, placing the knight dead center, a post of power and potential. Wesley strikes x4, smashing through the middle, breaking structure to unleash tactical storms. Susanto retakes cx4, re-establishing control. But the cracks are starting to widen in his fortress. Wesley launches bxf6. An explosive bishop sacrifice that rips open the king's side like thunder, splitting the sky. Susanto recaptures bxf6. Forced to take. But every exchange now feels like a trade in despair. Wesley jumps, d5. His knight landing like a hammer on steel, total domination of the center. Susanto retreats, bd8. Pulling back under pressure. His once bold army now playing defense. Wesley's queen slides to a8. Cool and deadly. Aligning with the rooks for a crushing final act. Susanto pushes f6. Desperate to build a wall. But the structure wobbles like glass under strain. Wesley rolls a fool. Shifting the battle to the queen's side, he wants every front to burn at once. Susanto answers the 7. Quietly regrouping. But the storm above him only grows louder. Wesley cuts with nc7, h7, the knight snapping through black's guard like a blade through silk. Susanto recaptures x7, but his rooks now stand exposed, trembling under incoming fire. Wesley reinforces with b3, securing his base and preparing to squeeze the life out of every counterplay. Susanto strikes with f5, a desperate lunge to open some lines and breathe under suffocating pressure. Wesley plays re2, sliding smoothly into formation. The double rook battery is coming. Susanto mirrors re8, connecting his heavy pieces, determined to hold the line just a bit longer. Wesley brings qd2 e2, linking queen and rook, his army now a single, unified engine of destruction. Susanto responds, qf3. Aiming at white's king but mostly bluffing, his counterplay feels like smoke and mirrors. Wesley maneuvers nh4, the knight creeping closer to the kill zone. Eyes fixed on the black king. Susanto shifts qg4, hunting for tricks. But his queen is fighting a lost cause. Wesley doubles down with r5, bringing both rooks to the front line. This is checkmate energy in motion. Susanto pushes foul, hurling his last pawn forward in pure desperation, hoping to distract the predator. Wesley calmly replies, qd3, ignoring the bait and tightening the noose one turn at a time. Susanto lashes out with g5. Rage move, messy, wild, but only hastening his own collapse. Wesley jumps nf5, the knight slicing into black's defenses like a ghost through armor, lethal and unstoppable. Susanto defends with re6. But it's too little. Too late. The position screams for mercy. Wesley delivers xf5. A cold, surgical strike. Susanto resigns immediately. Victory to Wesley So. Calm, brutal, pain, and brilliant to the end. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next one. Thank you for watching. and I see you in the next video.